Welcome back. On working with objects, here we're going to create some basic shapes, and for basic shapes they're all included here. You can click in this little arrow in the bottom and see all the many different basic shapes in Illustrator. We're going to start with the rectangle tool. The rectangle tool, I just clicked and drag to have a rectangle tool. And here are the ways that you can simply change the color of this object. You can change the fill, and you can change the stroke color by simply clicking here, and you can increase the stroke of the rectangle by clicking the arrows up and down right here. As you can see, we have a fill and a stroke in different colors, and then I can also change the colors here by just simply swapping fill and stroke, clicking this arrow here, or I can click Shift X on the keyboard and it's going to change the colors as well. If I want to go back to the default colors, which are black and white, I just can simply click here and I go back to my default color and default stroke color from before. I'm gonna click Command Z to go back, and just going to show you really quick how can we do a perfect square. The perfect square, you can click on the rectangle tool again and just drag using your Shift key on the keyboard for your perfect square. Square is going to be a very important shape that we're going to use further in this course to create textile patterns. So I can also use the M letter on your keyboard to create a perfect square with my own dimensions. Let's say you have the dimensions that you want to create this rectangle, so you just come here and click the dimensions you desire for a rectangle or for your square and click OK. So here you have your perfect square. It's a very useful tool we're going to use later in this course for textile patterns. The other basic shape we're going to use is the ellipse. So here in the ellipse, I click on ellipse tool and I can have my ellipse. Again, it's the same properties from before. I can change my colors from fill, stroke also in this object, and I can create a perfect circle by also hitting Shift in my keyboard and dragging the ellipse tool. So here I have my perfect circle. You can see by the guidelines that I have my perfect circle. The guidelines are here. You can see in a pink color in the center of the circle. So this is a perfect circle. I can also use the shortcut in the keyboard, letter L, and there I'm gonna have my circle. Other basic shape tools that we're also gonna use is the rounded rectangle tool, which I'm going to cover later, but you can also adjust the corners in order to have it more or less rounded. We also have the polygon tool, which is a very cool tool here for a basic shape. So basically I just drag to have my polygon. Here I have a triangle, but I can increase the corners of my polygon by just clicking the up and down key on my keyboard. So I just can do as many angles as I want for my polygon tool. Another basic shape that I use is the star tool, and here you have the star tool, and also again here you can just decrease the angles in order to have less or more corners to your star. This is a very cool object to create. We can also use that a lot later, and you can also use the command tool, like in order to shift it up and down, and also to reverse and create different kinds of stars that can be cool for patterns later. And also, again, the same properties apply for these objects. We can change the stroke, we can change the fill, we can go back to default. It's always the same that we apply. Here we have the line segment tool. I'll be honest with you, I don't use this tool very much. We have so many other better tools for this that we're gonna cover later. And one very important thing is that these objects can be created into other very complex objects as well. Like if you, as you can see, the anchors in the corners, we can change that by using the direct selection tool. We can just change these and create other very complex objects, which are also interesting for the work that we are going to use later. I'm going to cover more properties in the following lessons. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you in the next one.